Hi everyone, thanks for checking another live stream. Eagle Eye Productions presents to you of the BMW 5 Series. This year is all about BMW, and today we're going to discuss the 5 Series. If you're interested in such a car with a budget of, let's say, 20k, then this is the video for you. We try to go under 20k, but let's see what's all out there in the market, the Dutch market, when it comes to a BMW 5 Series. So without any further ado, let's go into my most favorite car selecting website here. We select the brand BMW. We go to the 5 Series. And we fill in the maximum price of 20,000 euros. And we have a little bit more than 1100 results. Let's go in there. So a BMW 5 Series is a luxury sedan from BMW. It's not a limousine, it's not the 7 Series, it's not the 3 Series. BMW is very successful in a little bit of the lower market. Sounds the 3 Series is their best-selling product. And in the luxury division, let's say the 5 Series or the E-Class, the XJ from Jaguar, the 5 Series doing pretty well. For people that like to drive, a 5 Series is a good option. If you need to drive lots and lots and lots of miles and you like comfort, you prefer comfort over like a sportive drive, then go for the E-Class. But that's not the type of video we're going to do today. We're going to look at the 5 Series. So here, just under budget is a 2013 5 Series with 170,000 kilometers driven, a 525D high executive with an automatic gearbox. And this is actually the car I just reviewed. This is the F10. Yes, it's the F10 from BMW. I think out of my head, this is the 6th generation 5 Series, which was a good car, basically. Had minor issues, but I don't know why I see here this hitch, trailer hitch. No idea, but looks good. 18k for diesel in these days. Look, this is just a nice interior, nice place to be, all leather, all, 2013-ish, so the technology is somewhat outdated, but it's still sufficient. Nowadays we navigate with our mobile phones, but the things that matter, like the automatic gearbox, they work fine. The driving is good. It's a well put together product, so that's good. Heads-up display, for instance, all these gadgets which you kind of want and you expect in this class, it's all there. Looking nice. 18k 2013, so next year has become 10 years old. Then you know how much it depreciated, and it's 170,000 kilometers. It's not a whole lot for diesel. You can still put at least 200,000 kilometers on top of this, but we're gonna go into the more the specifications a little bit later. So this is your basic iDrive. All the things you want, everything can be set up through this command system, basically. Bluetooth, this is your head-up display, which shows your current speed, the speed that you're allowed to go on this particular road that you're driving. You can have other information like navigation commands also projected on your front screen. Nice technology. Okay. Now let's go into the car. So this is a 2-liter. A 2-liter diesel then. 525D. All right, specifications. 2013 diesel, 8-speed automatic, claimed radius on one full tank of diesel, more than 1400 kilometers, which is nice. That means you can drive from the Netherlands to Italy in one breath. That's good. Probably not when you're driving above 200 kilometers an hour, but you know, could be possible. So for every liter of diesel, you can be transported 20 kilometers, which is pretty good. Euro 5 diesel, 218 horses from a 2-liter diesel. Moving on, guys. Diesel, this is also a diesel, 20. This is a petrol, 18 520i, 184 horsepower with an M package. So this is all on the higher level of the market, basically, what you can get. And this is the Touring, the station car, almost 19K, 2013 as well. Yeah, wow. The seats look strange for the mileage, but yeah. Seats can be replaced if the service history of the car is good. It had every kind of service that it needed, and it's under 200,000 kilometers, and it's a lot. And I think almost 20K is still a lot of money, but you have to understand that these cars, when they came out of the showroom less than 10 years ago, they were 80, 90K. So they depreciated already quite a lot. And the car that you will have is still very good, very nice. But I don't know. It all looks not very clean. Guys, for a car like this, you just have to be able to see it. You know, you got to be sitting in the front seat, in the back seat, smell the car, look at the car, look at all the buttons, feel the steering wheel, and just get a particular feel of this car. When I bought my own car, the Polo, for instance, many years ago, I also had a certain feeling about this, that the kilometers that was on the dash is not the same that the actual kind of kilometers that the car driven. It's just a feeling. Also, with the Polo, I had a lot of oil consumption, which indicates wear and tear on the engine. It never left me stranded. Never. But you get a certain idea that this is not really kosher. And when I talk about my Volvo, 10K is not a whole lot. It's a certain model that a lot of people don't want. It's 10 years old, and it used to be 32,000 when it was new 10 years before. So the previous owner already paid for the depreciation, and you can enjoy a certain car based on the things that has been done to it in the workspace. So you get all the kind of bills saying what kind of repairs has been done to it, and you get a feeling of the car. Moving on. .520i. I want to see some specifications. So this is not even a, yeah, this is a 2-liter as well. And it puts out 184 horsepower, which is kind of the petrol equivalent of the 520 that we saw earlier. 184 horsepower with a turbo, yes, of course. Guys, we're gonna move on. This is the top level of the market. This is basically 10 years old when they came to the market. I always like the F10 generation of the 5 Series. I like it better than the E60. But here we have an E60 2007, so it's a little bit older. 523i. Double exhaust, black, special rims. One, two, three, four, five, six. Looks like a 6-cylinder, which is nice, definitely. Looks like they've been very straightforward with the service history, so that's good. Nice car. Let's see some specifications. So APK, which is the regular yearly evaluation of the car. A car has been evaluated or checked on, I think, 130 or 160 points, so quite a lot. But it doesn't say anything. It doesn't. Let's say 6-cylinder. This is the engine code, and it's producing 140 kilowatts, which translate to, they don't say, technical, 190 horsepower, close to 200, a 6-cylinder. Okay, this engine is not being stressed. I think it's a good choice. Euro 4. Okay. Okay, what was the price again? Let's go back. 9K. Cheers. 9K is less than what I bought my Volvo for. But this is a BMW from the same year. I bought my Volvo a couple of years ago, and this one has way more kilometers on the clock. Yeah, it's kind of an entry-level 5 Series. It looks okay on the eye. You need to do some research. Check my videos on the E60, what to look out for, but it looks decent. It looks decent. But I would look for something else, actually. See what the dealer website looks like, yeah. Nice 5 Series. It doesn't look beat up or anything like that, but I would move on, basically. It's just a gut feeling. I don't know. Difficult to explain. So here we have a cheap one, 98, the late 90s, 221,000 kilometers driven, 523i, probably also a 6 in line. Back then they still did that. 2-owner car. Yeah, this is, they don't make them like this no more. 98, guys. This is old. And when it comes to BMW, when you buy them new, they're great. Mercedes kind of the same thing, but when you buy them new, they're great. But now you buy yourself a potential nightmare. But if you buy a car like this, I mean, it's less than 3K. If you buy this as a hobby car, and because you like the styling, you like the 6 in line, because it's a dying breed, basically. I really like the E39 BMW. I really do. It's just something about them. I know they're out of style. They're old, but look at this. The stance of the car. I don't know. It's just something about them that I think is so cool. Undeniable. Classic BMW from the 90s. With the black and the wooden interior. Yeah. I mean, less than 3K. gotta be a reason behind that. Don't get me started of all the potential headache that you can have on a car like this. You probably drive off the lot with no problems, but after 20 or 30 kilometers, there will be some warning light in the dashboard indicating to something that's going on. But let's say, for instance, you want a car like this and you really like the spec and you really like the style and you really like the color and all the stuff that it has to offer, and you invest 3K and you put another 5K aside to make this car the way it should be, hey, then we're talking 8 to 9K at most to have a car. But it's September 98, so it's an old car already. Just keep that in mind. Moving on, guys. Another E39 520D diesel, 530i executive, 8K, 2007. Hopefully this is also a 3-liter 6 inline, the kind of engine that BMW is famous for. It's a 6-cylinder, yes. Let's see how we can do this. It's the sedan, yes. (2007), yes. Double exhaust. Chris Bangle design. Hate it or love it. I think these kind of cars, this E60 type, they aged well. They did. It's not my favorite 5 Series, not at all. I prefer the E39 and the F10, but this is never a very pretty car, but it aged well. That's all I got to say. Let's see. Close this one. Let's go to some specifications. So it has a 6-speed automatic. It has a 6-cylinder as well. 274 horsepower, so close to 300 horsepower, which is pretty nice. Top speed 250, electronically limited, probably. 6.5 seconds to from 0 to 60, 0 to 100 kilometers. Euro 4, yeah, 3-liter 6 inline, 320 Newton meters. This is a fast car. There's no way around it. It's a fast car. Could be faster, of course, but this is fast enough, especially for Dutch traffic. You have a nice car, looking good. Looking good. Oh, I hate this. I see here this icon means like I need to really get some gas. I don't want I don't know why they do that. Probably because these cars been sitting for a couple of months with a tank full of gas. It's not good for them, corrosion or anything like that. But otherwise, I don't know why they do that. You see that in so many advertisements online. Moving on. A 530 XD, which means it has a 4-wheel drive. Kind of handy if you go to Austria or Switzerland when it's snowing, or maybe to Colorado. You know, if you're listening from the United States. Okay, what year is this? I just gotta check this first, because this look 2014, so maybe this is the facelift of the F10. This looks way more recent. It's just a good car. You can drive lots of miles with this, and it will be entertaining to drive, and it will be engaging to drive, and at the same time, you got a quality product. If you want more comfortable drive, you go for the E-Class. Look at that. This is a good design of BMW. It aged well, and I think in 5 to 10 years it even looks better. Because I don't know what BMW is doing these days. I have no idea. Whatever they're doing, whatever they're smoking, I don't like it. This is the way it's supposed to be. We first had the E39, which I just showed you, which I think is the most beautiful 5 Series. Then we had the E60, which I get more love for when the years roll on. And then we have this F10 model that we're currently looking at, and that's a good one. The new one, the G1, I think it's the G30. Not really sure. I have to check it, but we'll do a buying review on that later this year. That one is also a good design. But the E60 was just Chris Bangle, and especially in 2003, 2004, that was really like it was all out there. But this one, they came back to their roots and they updated to the 2010s, so to speak, and they did a good job. I really think so. Moving on. $520D 2014. We will skip later on to see what can we buy from the older generations, because probably some of those cars were restored by people that really have love for these cars. When you throw 20K against the BMW 5 Series, you will end up with this is not the latest generation, but the predecessor of that, which is good. Which also shows you that 20K for a car in this class, 20K for a lot of people is a lot of money, yes. But for BMW 5 Series, it's a premium car, it's almost 20 years old, 10 years old, sorry, then this kind of money it's okay. I really think it's okay. They depreciate it far enough that you can enjoy it and not really have to worry about the depreciation. The only thing that you got to worry about is, did the previous owner did the mandatory maintenance on this car, yes or no? Because if they didn't, then you bought yourself a headache. If they did, you can still enjoy this car for many years, even if you don't drive lots of miles. Every time you have to drive lots of miles, you have this car, you will enjoy it, I'm sure. These cars are built for driving. The interior just oozes quality, and I'm sure the drive is great. A little bit on the sportive side, but if you like driving, then the Beamer is just for you, you know? Lane departure warning. Oh no, this is cruise control, but there are how you call it? You have sensors in the front of the bumper, making sure that you keep onto a distance. I think dynamic cruise control. I can't think of the name right now, but it will scan the road. It will scan all the other kind of traffic. And if they're in front of you, there's a car, and you're driving, let's say, for instance, 100 kilometers, and that car is driving 85, then you will slow down to 85 until you move on to the left lane, and then you go back to 100 kilometers. So, and this is lane departure. So if you drive lots of miles, you get a little bit sleepy, then the car will, when you go to the middle of the road and you go to the line, then it will steer you the other way, so you stay in your lane basically. So these kind of features, I understand why they exist, and it's basically for the persons that drive lots and lots of miles on a weekly basis, you know, and they need some of these kind of systems to keep them safe. which I understand. Classic, nice, easy to read, good visibility, nice instrument cluster, definitely. Looking good, guys. But we're gonna do something else now. We're gonna go to the little bit of cheaper cars. Let's see if we can still filter this one. We can sort it to the cheapest. Okay, we're not gonna look at this because this is all craziness. All E39s. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Nice rims, dude. 1500. Ah, this is the good thing about cars like this. You can still do many things yourself. You can, but you need to know what you're doing. Old BMWs can be such a pain in the ass. Could be, but maybe you like a challenge. See, there's lots of stuff out there, and this is even 91, so this is even before the E39. This is the E34, I believe. The sedan. Look at that. My God. With the suede interior. Classic BMW. 272,000 kilometers, 5-speed, 4-cylinder, 1.8 with a little bit more than 100 kilometers, 100 horsepower. 91. Okay, moving on. 96. This is probably has the 2.8. This looks like an American car somehow. Yeah, just something about these E39s. I don't know what it is. 6 in line. I would go personally for a car like this. It's just, this is just already a classic, but it will become more of a classic. The E34 that we just saw from 91, that's also a classic, but this one is just, look at it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. This could be 1 month salary, you know, 2.5K. You buy it and you just take your time restoring it, you know. I could see myself do that if I have the knowledge and the space, but I don't. But I totally get that. This could be a perfect project car, you know. And let's go to the specs. I think this has a 2.8 V6 or a 3 liter. I'm not really sure. Let's check. Technical. So 193 horsepower, 6-cylinder, 2.8 indeed. Yeah, close to 200. I mean, that's enough for cruising, right? It's enough. At least that's what I'm thinking. Let's go on, see if there's anything special that caught my attention. 5 rijen, okay. Let's go on. Second owner. Here, another E34. What's this? A track car that you can buy. Looks like it. Oh, this. My God. Gumball. No. Dirty diesel. Yeah, I'm looking for that. What does it say? Four-wheel drive sucks. Front-wheel drive sucks. Yeah. Okay. Nah, even if I got it for free, I wouldn't do it. Come on. Keep on moving. Something special. Oh man, I hope this is not very boring episode. I really want to make a video about the 5 Series, but I only see the latest version or some E60s when you move up the kind of price point. $520e, 5K, 2002, 20 years old. Yeah, well, here they still got the nerve to call on premium occasions. These cars are old, guys. 100%, 100% maintained. That's what it says. Ah, I can do it like this. Okay, 2002, and here we have a new license plate that normally you have two letters here, two digits here, another 2 digits there. But this is like a 2008 license plate or later, so it's imported. So then, stay away from that. All my Dutch viewers, stay away from that. That's just a potential headache. You know, you gotta know if these cars had services done to them and what has been done to that. If a car like this, 20 years old, never had a service history on, for instance, flushing of a gearbox or stuff like that, or it didn't have an oil change for every 15 to 20,000 kilometers, then just don't start with it, just don't start with it. What else we got? Corporate lease, a diesel E60 station, not even 5K. That's ridiculous. But the car has been driven more than 300,000 kilometers. As the title says, it's a business lease edition. Most of the time, that means that these cars been maintained properly. They make lots of highway kilometers. For diesel, that's no problem. Driving lots of miles when they're warm, there's not a lot of wear and tear. Then this is not really a deal breaker, so to speak. Leather, black, 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 black. More black. 5K, guys. Take the car out for a spin, see how it drives, listen to the sounds. Let your gut decide how you feel about this car. I'm sure you can fall in love with a car like this. You can, because it gives you a certain feeling. I'm sure it still drives okay. Diesels are pretty good engines, pretty durable. When we talk about the European market, then a diesel is, politicians don't like diesels no more, because they're polluting, according to them. But the modern diesels, many of those modern diesels are more environmentally friendly than petrol equivalent cars. But diesel, because people drive lots of miles, thus polluting more, they're kind of the scapegoat nowadays, But when you talk about durability of a car, engine-wise, diesels are quite good. See, in service history again, it's important here. Motor oil is the oil of the engine has been replaced. Auto controller, I don't know what that is, but you can see every time they had a check, and it's been documented which day, so you can really check here 2016 to 2020, so that's 4 years of service history. That's important for these vehicles. I can't stress that enough. That's very important. Moving on. Oh, red. Man, you gotta love a car like this. This is 98, but yeah, guys, I just have something for E39s. I can't deny this. I can't deny this. I still think they are really beautiful, good-looking Beamers. I really think so. I would go for one with a 6 inline petrol and enjoy it as long as it lasts. I love this era. Like I love the 90s when it comes to Beamers and Mercedes. It's just a special era. Yeah, I get really nostalgic when I look at this kind of type of car. But let's move on. E60s we saw enough. Probably way more coming. I'm sure you can buy E39 for 10K and it's been good. And yeah, I sometimes also wish I would trade in my current car for a car like this, but I don't do it because I like engineering and I know that these BMW engines, they are glorious and victorious, but they don't really stand the test of time very well. They just don't do it. Thick in motor. So you have this is probably a V8, 5K, not really sure, but this is a 550i, was one of the top models before the M5, I believe. So this probably has a V8, but this one has some engine trouble. That's why it's going cheap. Look at the steering wheel. What do you do to keep it this greasy or so worn down? I never understand that. But we're gonna check the specs and figures later. Here, the leather is getting old. Other than that, it looks like a sleek car, but let's go back. Check this shit. So, what is this? Yes, it is an 8-cylinder, 4.4. All right. Power output is 333 horsepower, 0 to 60 miles an hour in under 6 seconds. This is a fast car, but it has something with the engine that's why they sell it. Apparently it's driven a little bit more, 230,000 kilometers driven for a little bit more than 5K. Again, guys, if you have the time and the place to restore a car like this, and even if it takes like 1 year, I would do it. Cars like these will not be built no more. That era is just over. It's over. If you like a car like this, you buy a car like this and you see what has to be done. But don't be afraid to spend a couple of thousand on a car like this. You buy this for a little bit more than 5K, invest another 3 to 4K, 5-ish at most, and 10K you have a 4.5 liter V8 5 Series. 2004, yeah, so it's kind of an early production model, but still, I think it's a future classic. But those are my words, you know. We're moving on. Let's see if I can already see if we have some chat messages going on. I just want to see, because I only have one screen in front of me right now. So I'm just going to check if there are some messages, there are some questions. Just a second. Live chat. Online strips without clothing. What's going on? Anyway, I love E39. Yes, I do. Me too. I really like it. It's a beautiful, beautiful 5 Series that can't match the current styling. Again, I like the one from 2010 moving upwards, the F10, the one I just did a review on. That's great to me. But the E60, yeah, it's a little bit less. We just move on. I keep my eye on the screen. Yeah, okay. Let's go here. Mm-hmm. 2012. Okay, this looks like... Ooh, it's been in an accident. Still 7,000 watt? 520D high executive with a diesel. 7K for a car with 300,000 kilometers on the clock? Okay, I don't get this. Why? Okay, no, it looks alright, but why is it so expensive still? Moving on. Okay, no, it doesn't work. Fine. Um, let's see if we can find an M5 or something like that. Special executive, young timer. Look at this. 7,500 for 2002. So this was the run-out model for the E39. Yeah, guys, these are classics. This is the pinnacle of BMW, when you ask me. I like the 7 Series E38, I do, but the E39 5 Series, the one that run from basically 95, 96-ish to the early 2000s up until 2003, out of my mind, that is the pinnacle of BMW, when you ask me. Already has the new steering wheel. Yeah. Probably also been a project car. But if it works, well, some kind of Marco has been steering in this car. Okay. Let's check. So 2.5 liters. Mm, 6-cylinder, 192 horsepower. All right. This is kind of a boring episode. I have to just say it myself. You know, this is all kind of the same. Let's just see if we can buy an M5 for, let's see, 20K M5. Search. Let's make it a good finale. 520. Where's the M5? I don't see no M5. 2006. Hey, 540i. 2000. This was under the M5. Man, look at this. 8K, 2000, 22 years old, close to 300,000 kilometers driven, still 8K, but okay. M5 spec'd, but it's a 540, but it's still a 4-liter V8. Yeah, man. What can I say? Goosebumps. Goosebumps. This is this is when I was young. These were the kind of cars that you're dreaming of when you're young. And now that you're old, mm, I still respect them. It's just something about that era. It's just, again, I can't explain it, but for me, it's just, this is the pinnacle of BMW. There's no other word. But this is a M5 spec, uh, 540i, which is not an M5. Yeah, nice. Look at how subtle and with those angel eyes, but keep it original, please. Yeah. Phone. This is just a business executive, but you got a 4-liter V8. I mean, you can blast everywhere you want to go, having a good time. I love it. Let's go into some specs later. I'm not sure if this is aftermarket or, I mean, for 2000, this looks kind of, even though it's LCD, it looks kind of high tech. Not even sure if that's original. But for 8K, you buy a car like this. I mean, they say here NAP, which is Nationale Autopass, which is like a national car passport, basically. So every time you go in for a checkup, they write down your kilometers in the car, put it in a national database, and somehow they say that that proves that the car, the driven kilometers is correct. We all know with these kind of old cars, you just hook up a computer to the ECU and you just program it a little bit, and you just say minus 100,000 kilometers. Some of these cars are built so well that the owner wouldn't know, and that's the sad thing about it. I mean, these cars are out of reach in 2000 for most of the people, and now they are in reach, but they were not cheap cars back then, and there are not cheap cars right now. I mean, the cheapest thing to do is just put it on your driveway and just look at it. But it's an old engine. It's an old car. It's a high performance engine. Things can potentially go wrong, and you need a specialist to look at it after it, or a BMW engineer, and they are both pricey. So it will not be cheap to run. But if it's a hobby, and I understand. I've been thinking about it myself, but yeah, when I think about it long enough, I don't do it. I just don't do it. Here, another 540i, 10K, 99. It's even 1 year older. Look at it, man. I mean, sorry to dedicate this all to the E39, but that's the only car I really have a bond connection with. I still think they're so understated. They're so cool. They're so, man, something about them. Still, I'm more like a Mercedes guy, but I have to give it to BMW. They got the styling absolutely right, and still now to this day, I know they're outdated, especially in 2022, but my God, you don't have to be ashamed if this is standing on your driveway even today. I don't think so, not at all. Um, let's see if we can find something special. Otherwise, we're gonna cut it short today, guys. Not much to talk about. I mean, what can we find? This is a 5. What did I say here? Okay. So there's apparently a 545, which is just under the M5. This being the E60. Okay, let's just do it like this. The E60 generation, looking good. Almost 12K, 11.5K. I'm sure this is a powerhouse. I'm sure. looking good. Otterlo, somewhere in the middle of nowhere in Holland. Great. Let's see. Let's go for some specs. First, let me take a sip. 2003, 6-speed automatic. Yeah, 4.48 cylinder with 334 horsepower. Yeah, that's plenty. What can I say? 2003, it's old. M Sport. Looks like original license plate, so it's not being imported. It's probably a original Dutch car, which I think, yeah, it's really added value. Let's pick out one more. 2010, so the first generation, the first model year of the F10. You can also buy it for 12K. Here, just a respectable car. Nice car. Close to 200,000 kilometers driven. What more do you want? 2010. Guys, I'm just gonna keep it like that for today, and I just want to thank you all for watching. I had a subscriber. I don't really understand. I don't remember his screen name, but he asked me for reviewing Jaguar cars. I will. You know, next month a 7 Series review will come. After that, a live stream will come of the 7 Series. And after that, we'll probably do an X5 and an X6 buyer's review. But in between those reviews, I will probably review a Jaguar. Because an X5 is just one series. Now we talk about the 5 Series, which is multiple generations. When we talk about the 7 Series, it's multiple generations. But the X5, yeah, I can talk about a few types, you know, from the beginning to now. But I don't want to do that. It's just too boring. So if you guys want different kind of buyer's reviews, streams, I can do Jaguar. I can do Toyota even. I don't care. Just let me know. I always have something to say about those kind of cars. But I will probably do some live streams about a Jaguar April, May-ish. Just leave me a comment below this video and I will just look at it and I will evaluate it and think about what to say, what to speak about. So, yeah, guys, I just want to thank you. Again, the E39, big E39 fan over here, but this one I also like, the generation F10, the one I just did a buyer's review about. Yeah, I hope it was useful. If you still have any questions after this live stream is over, just please post them under this video. Yeah, guys, just enjoy your weekend, just the way I do, and we see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.